Alrighty then, latest Jatterbeans, it's Monday morning, poof like that, and the weekend is gone, but don't worry, Monday mornings is Galactically Challenged Day, the day of the week that your boy Scribble goes bald so you don't have to. Get ready to do this, guys, we're gonna get Galactically Challenged.
Scraps, so give it up.
My dead body.
Well, lucky here today on the Galactically Challenged episode, we are on Ilum versus the Jedi. There's Jedi Knight Luke with Shaak Ti, Ezra, Phoenix faction galore with Kanan as well, and Hermit Yoda. We have got the Test of Strength global modifier. Essentially, we get 10 stacks of this debuff, or status effect called Hesitation, which essentially means we can't gain bonus turn meter, and we can't attack out of turn, or we can't assist. We can attack out turn, we can counter attack. Okay, it lowers our offensive tenacity. Every time we use a special attack, then we will decrease the stack of Hesitation by 1, and once we get rid of all stacks, we gain something called Clarity, and that gives us a whole bunch of good business. We have got the one step ahead bonus modifier for our Scoundrels, immune to buff immunity, get a bunch of speed, some additional health, and we've got additional counter chance, which is nice. Humble Strike for the enemy modifier. They gain, whenever they have buffs that get dispelled, they gain advantage and they gain a stacking crit damage until the end of the battle. It means over time, these guys are going to absolutely clap cheeks. It's quite nasty. Now, the problem is with this one is not that we have to use a full team of Scoundrels, it's that we do, but we also have to attack out of turn 20 or more times, and obviously Hesitation stops us being able to call assists. So the only way we can attack out of turn is if we get rid of Hesitation or if we counterattack. Obviously, we've got some additional counterattack chance here, but it's not quite enough, so how do we deal with that? We've got solutions, don't you worry. And we also need to complete the battle after attempting to inflict damage over time 30 or more times. It's only an attempt, you don't actually have to land it, so if they resist it, totally fine, you still get that feat. We're going to break this down with a couple of teams, guys, okay? So, starting off, we're going to go in with the trusty Scoundrels. Now, there are a lot of teams that we can use, but we are actually going to go in and we are going to use Bounty Hunters in particular. So let's swap it over to Bounty Hunters. Now, we need to win with a full team of Scoundrels. If you've got Jabba, just use Jabba, guys. You will easily win. You won't necessarily get the attacks out of turn, though. Now, what you can try and do is you can try and go in with good old Embo. Embo lead over here. Embo lead! He is gaining 50% counter chance and 50% health steal, which paired with our modifier means essentially we're always going to counter, which is nice. So we could give this a try. We need to damage an enemy without buffs 15 times. I mean, that's just never going to happen, unfortunately. This team, you just will not ever hit contract with this, so let's not even bother trying that. I'm actually going to go straight up using just a standard Bosk setup, I think. Let's go in with Bosk, let's go in with Grief. We could take in Fennec, but I don't think we actually need her. It's nice to have, but not mandatory to have. We'll also throw in OG Mando. This is kind of your core here. We need to have these guys just in order to disintegrate people. Next up, let's think about recovery. So Dengar over here can give us lots and lots of recovery, and we could also throw in something like Boba Fett. Now, I would recommend taking in Fennec, but I want to use it as easy, accessible team as possible. Many people do not quite have Fennec yet. Where is my coffee? There it is. Beautiful. So the main aim of the game right now is to simply get a victory, guys. Now, we'll get the taunt up on Bosk. We can use this special over here. It's not really going to do anything. Let's also look to... we might as well go for the AoE ability block here. I'm constantly going to use the call to assist, even though we can't call to assist just yet, okay? Let's take a look. I think there's no point in doing the bombs just yet. We'll do this for the speed up, I think. I think it gives speed up anyway. Alright, okay, so we've got a surprising amount of survivability in this team, because whenever we get debuffs or anything like that, we are going to be recovering our health and protection under Bosk's lead, which is nice. Let's just get rid of that. Alrighty, cool. Now we can ignore, keep going after, we want to hit that contract. I'll roll out some bombs. Look at all that beautiful recovery on our Bosk. He's only Relic 5. Can't ignore. Excuse me. I apologize profusely. Always go over and target the person with the lowest health. It's most likely going to be Ezra. We're 70%, 80% of the way there. Looking pretty. Looking pretty. We could also throw in some like Django Fett here just to get an additional source of ignoring, but it's not entirely necessary. Ugh. It's not looking pretty, but I think we'll be okay. Big hits coming out, Jedi Luke. Alright, let's actually just get rid of the taunt. This probably makes more sense. Are you serious? It's moved over to Kanan now. Get rid of the taunt. It's like, oh yes, Kanan can now be the guy with the least amount of health. Come on. Absolutely want to get all that recovery in. Boom. Looks like we have now officially hit our contract. That is lovely. They've all got tenacity down, so let's look to try and get some AoE ability blocks on them. Now, the main aim, obviously, is to disintegrate on Jedi Knight Luke, because he is the biggest threat in this, and then it's actually Ezra. So let's just immediately disintegrate Jedi Knight Luke. Lovely. As you can see, we've still got loads of stacks of hesitation. It's unlikely that you'll be able to time this out. You can time this out, but as in to try and get the counterattacks and everything like that, but you might get bored. So what we'll do is we'll try and slow this down. What we want to do is essentially not really kill anyone, maybe kill Ezra, because he actually will really hurt because of all this, the ramping crit damage that this team has got. Maybe it is a good idea to kill Ezra. We'll do that. We'll see if we can hold on, see how long we can hold on, see if we can get hesitation all cleared off on our allies so we can actually start attacking out of turn. Again, ignore Kanan while you can. Going after Ezra is the big aim of the game here. See, that Ezra is really starting to ramp damage now. It's a little bit concerning. Just a little. And of course, they've got ridiculous amounts of tenacity. So let's go over there. Hit Ezra if we can. Let's get a lot of recovery. Boom. I love to see that. Again, try and get that ability block on Ezra. Looks like they've used the Luke special ability there. The Heroes Arise ability, or whatever it is. We've got another Disintegrate coming up in one turn from OG Mando here, which we could just simply use to get rid of Ezra. No, unfortunately, he's got daze. Let's see if we can get the stun off. Not quite. Okay, so I think here, fortunately, we do have Retribution from Grief's second special, but between Shakti and Ezra, there's always a form of Disintegrate. So let's get rid of Ezra right now. Lovely. And then Shakti is the other one, because she does have a Dispel on her basic. So it could actually be quite useful to get rid of her and then just try to time out versus Kanan and Hermit Yoda if you want to try and get your attacks out of turn. At this point, there's no real threat of dying, per se, because, you know, they don't really have the damage. Obviously, Shakti is ramping slowly, so provided we can stay alive, as it were, maybe just focus on Kanan, because Kanan's not really going to do any damage. So let's focus on Kanan. Yeah! That's fine. We've got 3, 4, and 4, so we are slowly getting there. We are slowly getting to a point where we're cleansing off the stacks of hesitation. It just takes time. We've got 10 minutes left of battle, so we can certainly time it out. Again, I'm not going to hit Shakti because I don't want her cleansing my buffs, particularly my Retribution. Let's see if we can land the stun on Kanan. Absolutely not. Lovely. How are we looking? We've nearly got it, actually. We've nearly cleansed off all the stacks, so once we do that, we'll be in a much stronger position, I feel. Let's actually hit Hermit Yoda over here. He's not going to do much to us. Boop. Slowly, slowly. Slowly, slowly. Now, I don't necessarily recommend you guys do this because I don't actually think it's the most efficient use of your time, because I do feel like it's a lot easier to go in with a completely different team to get your attacks out of turn. But we'll roll with it for now. Just for now. Alright, let's get rid of Shakti. Beautiful. So if you can get it to this point, it should be pretty easy to just time out here. Well, not time out, but to drag the battle on. We've already got plus 50% counter chance. Don't stun him, obviously. We've already got plus 50% counter chance, so... Ooh, we've actually got someone over here, so we can actually start calling Dengar in to assist. That's beautiful. We'll do an AoE here. Kanan obviously also recovers banners when he takes a debuff, so that's another useful thing to know here about this. Once we get a chance to start focusing on Hermit Yoda, I think we will. We're not necessarily going to kill him. Oh, that was a mistake. Yeah, don't do that, and also don't use the Execute on Kanan. You don't want to give him heal immunity. We can do this. There's a nice little assist there. Attacks out of turn are always good. It's what we're looking for. Oh, assists. I feel like we're just going to end up killing Kanan. Okay, so I don't think we got our attacks out of turn there. I think we had too much DPS. But that's the idea. That will get you a full kill with Scoundrels. Maybe you can finagle that to get all your attacks out of turn. But that's the big thing, right? So the next thing that we're going to wipe off the board is going to be the damage over times. Now, this is super easy, guys. If you've got Lord Vader, obviously use Lord Vader. But you know your boy Scribble, he doesn't like to go in and use stuff like Lord Vader. Not for these Galactic Challenge. I like to make them as accessible as possible. So we go in with a Palps lead, Darth Vader, Mara Jade. We'll throw in these guys. Why not? The remaining team doesn't necessarily matter. We need to land, 30 debuffs. So that's essentially, or attempt to land 30 debuffs. That's essentially just 2 Force Crushes on the enemy team. And that's very, very achievable. There's no point in actually using the Force Crush at the start. We can't gain any TM thanks to the hesitation. But what we can do is just get ability block on quite literally everybody, so that they can't do anything apart from basic, which is nice. And then we might as well do that. So that's 15. We just need to do 1 more Force Crush. Simple as that. So let's go ahead and get that Tenacity down and get a stun out on Shaq T. Let's pass this back over to Vader now. Yeah, we could absolutely do that. Why not? And then just try to get some stuns on the board. There goes Papa Palps. Not to worry. And then we'll just fracture Luke Skywalker. Fracturing Luke is obviously very, very important because he is just a bit of a monster. We can get some of that retribution. Not that it really, really matters, because it's just going to get dispelled. Let's go ahead and place the crush over there, and we can yeet out Ezra. We've already got our debuffs, guys, so all we have to do at this point is win, which is not too big of a deal, I feel. Hopefully just get rid of Ezra. There's another crush. Boop. Vader is also able to get rid of his stacks of hesitation incredibly quickly, thanks to Merciless Massacre. Got rid. Obviously, the big threat is Jedi Knight Luke, but once they start losing units, it becomes a lot more manageable, thankfully. Yeah, nice hit there, Luke. Mara Jade kept passing blind over to Jedi Knight Luke. Super, super useful. Back into Merciless Massacre. Let's just kill Shaq T. Hit that over there. Absolutely get the ability block on Jedi Knight Luke. Can we yeet out Hoda? Yes, we can. More dots. Easy, easy money, guys. Easy money. And Vader is actually out of his hesitation now. So let's just focus on Jedi Knight Luke. Get that retribution. Just basics over here. Kanan is nothing to worry about. Pass this over here. Absolutely try to stack up as many dots on Jedi Knight Luke as possible. How many has he got right now? He's got 11 dots on him. It's not that many, unfortunately. And we should nearly be there. Yeah, look, he nearly died from the dots alone. Fracture him once again. There's no real issues here, guys. No real issues. Easily got all of the damage over times. All the damage over times that we need. And that's the end of Jedi Knight Luke. Pretty accessible team there, guys. Most people are going to have Darth Vader. Most people are going to have Mara Jade and EP and Thrawn. And you don't need to GL. So that's got most of the feats done. Now, the annoying one is, of course, the attacks out of turn. Now, I'm going to give you the non-GL variant first, and then I'll give you the GL solution afterwards. It uses JML, so if you want to skip ahead to how I do it without a GL, with a GL, just go ahead and do that. It is probably easier. So for the attacks out of turn, without using a GL, we're going to be using a Traya comp. So we need Traya and we need Nihilus. Nihilus is there to annihilate someone, to kill them, to make sure that we don't have to worry anymore. Next up, I'm going to be using the Armorer. The reason I'm using Armorer is that Beskar armor at triple stacks will guarantee 100% counter chance, and it will stop us being able to be crit, and it will do all sorts of good business. It'll give us some additional stacking stats, so that's good. This also means we could kill the enemy without them having to be killed too quickly, which is super useful. We're going to throw in Gideon, because a combination of Gideon and Traya really decreases the incoming damage, because Traya will basically decrease the damage of anybody that's gained a buff in their turn, and Gideon will give them demoralized, which decreases the amount of damage that they deal by 50%. So it's a super useful interaction there. They basically deal next to no damage. Okay, so now we just need one more person. Now, before I used, I believe I used yeah, Savage over here, but I think you can actually get away with someone like Sith Empire Trooper. So let's go in. The idea is to build up stacks of the Beskar armor as quickly as possible, right? You've got Nihilus there. Nihilus is there to life drain and then immediately annihilate Luke, and then you just hold back. So we'll start off with life drain, guaranteed to increase everybody's cooldowns because everybody's got that stacks of hesitation right out the gate, right? Next up, I'm going to use the Armor Shred ability on Kanan because that's going to give us the opportunity to just basic over here with Armorer, and already we've got that triple stacks. So that's super, super useful straight away. Next turn we get with Armorer, we will be able to place the triple stacks of Beskar armor. So let's think about who do we want to... Yeah, let's put it on Kanan actually. Put it on Kanan, isolate Kanan so that he can't taunt, which is going to be very useful. We'll do an AoE here. Lovely. And then I might as well strip the TM. It's not really a big deal. I mean, that was a little bit annoying, but hey. Because I was about to have a turn with Armorer then, and we would have got our first triple stack of Beskar armor out. It's probably in our interest not to actually kill... not to actually kill Kanan, because we could time it out a lot easier. I'm putting the first triple stack of Beskar armor on Gideon, just because I want to make sure his Demoralize stays on the enemy team forever. Let's just annihilate Jedi Knight Luke now. Cool. And this is probably the point at which we want to time it out. Maybe we choose to kill Ezra, simply because his ramping damage may cause us issues down the line. So let's just spread this armor shred around. I think I will kill Ezra, actually. I mean, let's just basic here to start stacking the stacks of Beskar armor again. I think I will go and kill Ezra. He's largely going to kill himself, thanks to the counterattacks and Trey's leadership and the way that works. Well, absolutely life drain again. Let's have a look. I kind of want to leave that there now, and maybe we'll just isolate over here and I'll decrease the cooldowns on Armorer. There we go, she's got that triple stack now. Ezra is gone. Okay, so at this point, I feel this is when we want to just time it out. Just time it out here. I'm not going to try and put anything nasty over there. Let's see, we'll put the next triple stack of Beskar armor on Treya. So essentially, whenever either Gideon or Treya right now gets attacked, they are going to counterattack with 100% accuracy or 100% consistency. And that will mean that we will slowly, over time, gain the attacks out of turn that we need. So I'm just going to basic over here. Beautiful. Let's take a look. We've got an armor shred, so let's just basic. I want to once again build up those stacks of Beskar armor. Never going to use that first special with Treya on Kanan. Kanan is essentially our means of keeping people alive, and again, I'm not going to look to kill anybody at this point. We don't want to kill anybody right now. We want to keep everybody nice and healthy, so that we can get all of our counterattacks. The daze is nice because it will stop them from counterattacking. I might as well just get another stack of armor shred over there. There we go. Oh, well, actually, we need to do another basic attack here. Let's just get rid of that. I'll save that just for now. Do the AoE here. I imagine next stack of Beskar armor should probably go on our boy Sith Empire Trooper. That's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. Just a basic. Get Sith Empire Trooper, all Beskar armored up, so we've got 3 of them with it now. Just gonna basic here. And a basic. Lovely. Shakti and Hermit Yoda are just there to keep everybody else alive. It doesn't matter if you lose armor at this point. So you just gotta time it out, really. Not sure why I did that. That wasn't necessary. Just a basic. They should, between the pair of them, be able to survive long enough. Who have I got? I don't think I've actually got it on anybody. I think that's good, truth be told. I don't think I actually want to isolate anybody at this point. I'll absolutely keep using the life drain though, because if it means all they're going to do is basic, that means we get more chances at counterattacks. There's a counterattack. Definitely don't want to put anything else on there. That is our armor. We need to get up to 3 stacks again. I'll go ahead and use this. Oh, I should probably attack Hermit Yoda while I have the opportunity. Shame. It might be useful for me to place the isolate over there, but I kind of want him for the heals. There's another counterattack, and this is basically just how you do it. Just time it out for as long as possible, guys. As long as you possibly can. Increase the cooldowns. Just a basic. Just a basic so that we can get that triple stack of Beskar armor. There's a counterattack. And this is it really, guys. This is, I know it's kind of dull, it's kind of boring, but it's going to work is the main thing. We've got 3 stacks of Beskar armor on everybody, so the only person that won't counterattack right now is going to be, it will be Armorer herself, but, you know, there's only a 20% chance of them actually attacking Armorer. There's counterattack. And eventually, you should be able to get Moff Gideon to have hesitation completely removed, and he'll actually assist on his second special, on his control the situation special. I believe that's how it works anyway. I might as well get another stack there, because we don't really care now about... Oops, I probably should have armor shredded. We don't really care about getting rid of hesitation on Treya, because she's always going to counter. And so is everybody else. Now, I'm not going to annihilate, obviously, because we want to try and build this up as much as possible. Let's get that armor shred. There we go. We've removed all the stacks of hesitation off of Gideon now. That's super. More counterattacks. Oop. Might as well decrease everybody's cooldowns. You see, it's even locked out, so we can't even use the Beskar armor ability anymore. Counterattacks. Love to see it. And this is basically it. This is basically it. Just run the clock as long as possible. I'll use the armor shred. There we go. Attacks out of turn. Fantastic. Eventually we will get it on other people as well. We're close to getting it removed on Nihilus. And they can't crit us. We're always going to counterattack. We've got stacks of additional health. Even though they're stacking their crit damage, doesn't matter because they can't crit us. So we counteract their benefit of stacking crit damage, which is kind of cool, I feel. Kind of cool. So yeah, get the daze out on them. That way they can't actually counterattack me. Uh-oh, they're starting to die now. They are starting to die, but I feel like we've already hit the point where we've probably got all the counterattacks that we need. It would be good to get another control the situation out of Gideon. There we go. We should do a mass assist here. Oh, not a mass assist. It only applies to thingamabobs, but he attacks out of turn, so that's an extra attack out of turn for us. But yeah, this looks about right to me now. Nice big heal there from Hermit Yoda. I'll do this. That's attacks out of turn. Beautiful. I don't know why I put that armor shred on. That wasn't really necessary. Decrease the cooldowns. Just the basic. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident now that we've got all of the attacks out of turn. I'm going to finish it off now, but you get the idea, guys. You could just build that up over time. Slowly, slowly, you'll eventually hit those stacks, and then just finish off when you want. Now, the other idea to get the attacks out of turn is to use JML. JML is super, super useful for this because he's got... All the Jedi will have the inherited teachings ability, which means it calls attacks out of turn. Yes, I realize that it won't actually call at the start, but it will over time. Eventually, you'll be able to get through the additional stacks pretty quickly. And actually, we'll throw Hermit Yoda in here. Yeah, eventually you'll get the attacks out of turn, and you'll be absolutely fine. you'll be able to cleanse off hesitation pretty quickly thanks to all the special abilities. I'm taking in Gas because Gas has an additional attack that he does that counts as an attack out of turn. Every single attack. So when Gas uses any ability, he does a second attack, and that second attack is guaranteed to happen even with hesitation. So let's just use all the special abilities that we can. Coin with Gas. That second attack, that counts as an attack out of turn, thankfully. So let's decrease the cooldowns here. GMY is also super useful here because he can use that hop that gives him essentially a bonus turn. So he's able to spin through all of the hesitation pretty quickly. I recommend always trying to pass the turn over to him. Jedi Knight Revan is also able to go through these turns pretty quickly, thanks to his turn meter swap, and he's got pretty high base speed as well. So I just keep on focusing on Jedi Knight Luke here. Extra attacks, those are attacks out of turn. Thankfully, we like our boy Gas. Now, if you wanted to really guarantee this, what you'd do is you'd remove all the protection from your JML, just give him loads and loads of speed, and very little protection. That means when the coin is dealing damage, it deals next to no damage. Over here, that's all we're doing, is we're trying to hit our ultimate as soon as possible, which, as you can see, we've done. So let's hit our ult. Lovely jubbly. Now, you could choose to use someone like Barriss in here as well, or you could choose to use Ayla, who's got counterattacks, but most of the time should just be attacking JML, thanks to the taunt that he's got. So again, you'll hop with Hermit Yoda. We can spread the buffs here, going through all of these stacks really quickly. Yeah, and I'll just direct focus on Luke to increase his cooldowns. Always call in someone, get the extra attacks. And eventually, we should be in a good position. It doesn't take too long to get rid of our hesitation here, thankfully. I really should have used the call to assist there. Let's get another armor shred, and there's another AoE. As you can see, it goes pretty quickly. Gas is already nearly completely through his stacks of hesitation. Let's go over to Hermit Yoda. And we can hop. And people are dying already. In fact, we can actually call in Grandmaster Yoda now, so he can actually deal some damage. He can actually assist, and so can Jedi Master Luke now. So we'll do a spready here. Now with Gas at this point, all you really want to be doing is basicking, because that additional attack is an attack out of turn. Now we'll call in Grandmaster Yoda. And this is just an easier way of getting it done, truth be told. There's a nice little mass assist. Do a big heal with Hermit Yoda. Call in JKR. Call in. That should basically do it. Now, I recommend you obviously remove all your protection, so it means that the call to assist does far less damage. But that is the easier way of getting it done, just using Jedi Master Luke. Now, I know that took a while to get through, guys. It's a bit of a slow one. It's a bit of a slog, but it's certainly possible. So if this video was useful to you, please go down to the comment section. Let me know what teams you use. Give that a like of good old doot, and consider subscribing to your boy Scribe. We will have our next episode of the Tribe Talks podcast live this evening. Make sure you do go follow that on Spotify. It'll also be here on YouTube. Furthermore, Conquest is starting once again, and we got a big news video coming out later today, so stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.